So I've been getting a lot of questions recently on Looksmaxxing and the role that testosterone plays in that. And it's usually from younger guys, but I think it's a very important topic. Nonetheless, I think it's obvious, the way you look is the first thing people see. It's extremely important for dating. I mean, things like Tinder have proven that, enough times. And also in business, though, in your career, other men will respect you more. They're more likely to give you the promotion. They're more likely to just treat you better if you've got the broad shoulders and a masculine kind of look. It makes a big difference. So yeah, so the topic then is, how does testosterone help with all this? A few guys were commenting on things like jaw width and facial hair coverage and facial hair growth and stubble. I think the jaw width, a lot of that has to do with genetics outside of things like jaw implants and jaw training. You get those like devices that you clamp down on and certain gum, which can help a little bit. But in terms of the stuff you can control, yeah, testosterone absolutely helps with facial hair growth. DHT in particular, so you want to get total test. It starts with total testosterone, but it's also your free T and then your DHT. So you're going to want all of those to be on point, frankly, if you want good facial hair growth. Obviously, testosterone helps with like the broad shoulders and the muscle. And if you don't believe me, and most of you guys already know this, try building a great physique on 300 test. And try building any muscle on 300 tests. It's just not going to happen. But and I know this is one of the biggest points, one of the biggest reasons that a huge percentage of you want 800 to 1200 testosterone. It's for the physique, and it's for a good reason as well. I can tell you from experience that other men do respect you more. If they can clearly see like muscles popping out. Kind of obvious, really, isn't it? And if you get your testosterone to like 900 as opposed to 300, it's night and day. The protein synthesis, the recovery between workouts, the extra sleep, the extra energy and desire to train hard in the first place, which is a big thing for a lot of people. And the desire to do difficult things in general, but from a physique standpoint, testosterone is night and day. You'll build muscle 3 times as fast. It's crazy. But I would argue that the biggest reason testosterone helps with Looksmaxxing, which is mostly face, from what I understand, is fat loss. It makes fat loss easier. So you have more energy, you've got more of a desire to train, more of a desire to move about instead of lying on the sofa. Your cravings for sugar and sweets and junk food go down, partly because of the extra sleep, but partly because of the hormones themselves. When your test is lower, it's almost like the dopamine in your brain, the dopamine circuitry is a little bit off. So your brain is constantly looking for ways to rebalance that. Any kind of quick fix dopamine, whether that's sugar or dodgy websites or just bad habits, it makes you more of a loser, basically. It makes you constantly trying to get that dopamine back up. When the test is high already, there isn't a dopamine deficit. So you're not looking for that quick fix all the time. And that's just testosterone itself. When you add in the extra sleep, that's even more important. Like, you'll know it. If you have a 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep the night before, it's going to be a lot harder to stick to your diet plan the next day. You can still do it, but your willpower is lower. And testosterone itself is like that. So if you've got 200 tests, you feel like garbage. you're trying to make up the dopamine deficit. Your diet's just, you're not going to be able to stick to a good diet. And so sometimes you need to just get the test up. Things like Tonka Ali can be game changers there. Just that quick improvement builds a bit of momentum, makes it easier. And getting some sun and just being disciplined for a week or two. Things like semen retention. You know, if you can just do that for a week, get a bit of momentum going, it makes everything easier. But Looksmaxxing, from a fat loss standpoint, it massively affects your face. I'm not perfect yet. Like, I store more here than most people do. I have to be absolutely shredded to be sharp here. Most of you guys probably won't need to be as shredded. But if you doubt me, there's an app you can use called Face App. So download that and put in anyone's face that you can think of. Some of the best looking guys on the planet. Jason Momoa, Chris Hemsworth, I don't know, a young Brad Pitt. Put their face into the app and then use the filter big face, and it essentially resembles what their face would look like if they were obese. And it proves immediately that there is no such thing as a good-looking man who is 25% body fat or higher. Everyone's ugly when they're that fat. Literally everyone, including the best-looking guys on the planet. And to reverse that logic, it shows you the importance of fat loss. And you know, fat loss is not going to make everyone a supermodel, is it? But it at least allows you to hit your true potential. And most people, it's going to be about 10% body fat, maybe 12 or 13 if you're lucky. But no one's good looking when they're fat. It doesn't exist. You've got to have a certain amount of sharpness here, and just an absence of, you know, double chins and big bloated whatever. And I would say that is probably the biggest thing for Looksmaxxing. It also helps with your sleep, which helps with your skin and stuff like that. The only thing that testosterone might risk, if you have the genetics for this, is the balding, premature balding. But then again, testosterone also helps with money, and you can use that money to get a hair transplant. So, but yeah, that's it for Looksmaxxing. I mean, if you've got any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll link a fat loss meal plan below. Actually, the Kickstart program is probably the best thing for fat loss. There's guys in their 40s and 50s losing a ton of weight in the Testosterone Kickstart program. And you lose a ton of weight, I don't care who you are, you're going to look better. Obviously, round here, but your face as well. You know, from a Looksmaxxing perspective, it's foundational. And yeah, it all starts with that. So check out the program below. It's had nothing but positive reviews, and it's a 4-week program, sorry. It's a Kickstart. It does what it says on the tin. It works. It gets a bit of momentum going very quickly. And let me know how you find it.